Hello everyone, this is Hodora and I'm sorry that I cannot stream tonight because there is a lightning storm coming. So I'm not gonna bet my chance on I don't gonna have a backout tonight. But in surprise to that, the developer released a note of the upcoming balance adjustment and a future direction for Salty. So we're gonna talk about this instead. I hope that can be entertaining. Who knows? But yeah, usually this game they will do the balance adjustment during pre-season before the next season release. And as you already know, this is not pre-season. The next is the chapter 3, part 3 of season 3. So this balance coming quite early. Alright. But first, future direction for Salty. So Salty is a new mode that got introduced during the start of this season, right? A half anniversary. And they didn't want Salty to become a main gameplay or main mode for you to play to receive the reward or in-game economy. They want to enhance, but they want to make Salty a fun mode that anyone can play at any time they want, right? A true roguelike experience. So the team gonna be focused on enhancing the instincts enjoyment of the gameplay experience itself, not reward or anything like that. That is the direction they're gonna go in the future. Yeah, will become more evident in future patch notes, but today they just gonna share a balance adjustment that's gonna coming in next week patch on the patch that tentatively gonna be released, right? So for that during this season they have a data. I believe they have a data and the number, and these 3 combatants be underutilized and not perform as well as any other combatants. I don't know if if the standard combatants outperform these 2, but they have the number, so we trust them. And those 3 are, as you can see here, Haru, Yuki, again, and Chizuru. So yeah, these 3 gonna get buffed together with their partner. So let's start with Haru first. From what I see, if you want a shorter version, she gonna do more damage. All of her number go up, right? Power charge is the one that have a AoE attack, and if there only one attack, you get more damage as an addition, right? And this buff also reflects on all epiphany. Together with charge energy increase damage of the attack card you use for one turn. So what is the buff? They not just increase the number from 30 to 50, they also reduce the cost, because this one, why people don't use this card is because it costs 1. Now it's gonna cost 0 in every epiphany, right? Except the unique is a flat upgrade, so it's just increased from 20% to 40%. But all of the charge energy multiplier, right? Multiplicative increase. So that's gonna help a lot. And next is her ego skill. So it boosts from 350 to 600 total, and increased by 60% per each benefit effect in possession, up to 600%. So unlike before, there is no cap. Now there is a cap, and the cap is 10, and that's gonna be at 12,000, not 12,000, 1200% damage. And you have a dupe, right? A dupe number 3, I believe. It's gonna increase from 600 to 800, and the cap also gonna increase from 600 to 800. Alright. And they also reduce the requirement of her potential from need to be greater than 100. Now you just need to be above 1000, and you just need to be above 600, a lot more easier to do, right? Other than that, it just increase in number for all her dupe, especially dupe number 2, which everyone who have Haru gonna know that it makes so that you can play anchor shot no matter how much AP you have. And with the debuff is that per 1 AP less, you do 40% less damage. Now the downside got decreased from 40 to only 30%. And as you know, anchor shots base cost 2 AP. So if you play anchor shot at 0 AP, it's gonna reduce the power by 60% instead of 80. That is huge. That is huge. And if you have her at 6 dupe, you see this? At the start of the turn, move 1 anchor shot to hand and increase its damage by 30% until used. Basically, amazing for people who are Haru fan. Your Haru is much stronger now. So yeah, that's all for Haru, and you can see it's a huge buff for all these 3 combatants. Next is Yuki. Yuki underperforming when facing single target DPS, but her AoE damage from my experience using her is totally fine, right? So what they did is they didn't increase the number for Yuki, but instead give her a new function. When there is 1 target on the field, increase damage amount by 50%. Right? So instead of doing 220, it's gonna increase become 330. That without any moral buff, any external buff, that it increased by 50%. And if you have moral, because if you play Yuki, you should know that you're gonna stack a lot of moral for her to do quite a good number of damage. This will multiply those moral too, right? So she gonna do better in a single target environment situation, right? That is all she got for fast slot. And for Iceberg Creep, basically they just entirely remove the decreased damage by 20% debuff. Before, you need to have at least 1 dupe of her for this to go on. Now it's gone no matter what, so you can use her with 0 dupe, and Iceberg Creep, her mystic card gonna do just fine. And instead of that, when you have her ego skill, her ego manifestation or her dupe, it's gonna make so that the Iceberg Creep have the same tag as a fast slash. If there is only 1 target, increase damage by 50%, right? And of course, her ego skill also got buffed by at least 50% from the base and double the damage amount of the addition damage. Huge buff. So basically her ego skill gonna do some big number now, right? And lastly, right, her potential, the same with Haru, makes so that you can max the potential much easier. Before, above 600, that's fine, but every 80, so basically you need 1000 to max this, right? Now only 20, so you only need 700 to max this addition damage from her potential. Other than that, let's see for the dupe. Okay, so for instead of 2 turns, it's 3 turns. That free inspiration. For the 4th time max, her sword dan don't have turn limit anymore. So after you draw a card of Yuki with any ability 3 times, you're gonna get increased damage by 30% permanently for that entire battle. Amazing, right? Amazing. And for her 6th dupe, increase this is the same, so it's max as 45 instead of 30. And if you have when you have max at 3 and you gain another dance stack, you gain one sweet base fury, which increase damage of fast slash and iber creep by 20%. I see. Oh, it's increased stack by 1. So the maximum of this is 60%. And 60% and then another 20% for these two AoE attack. Amazing, right? And that's all for Yuki. I'm quite excited to see how much damage she's gonna do. Of course, I don't have her at 6 dupe, but we just increased by 50%. This should help her a lot in single target scenario. And lastly, the people who won this balance chain, Chizuru, they will improve her moon slash, her karmic frame, her basic card, right? So first, karmic frame. It starts with 100% damage, 1 curse shackle, and if there is a curse shackle at 2 hit, so they change from at 2 hit so to only at 1 hit. But the base become 2-time attack, right? And if you change her to any other epiphany, it's reduced cost to 0, right? Other than the one that people always use, right? The skill that curse shackle, and when the enemy die, do another, create another curse shackle. That one it already cost 0. But now the other two skills are cost 0 too. Other than that, increase number of her Oni hunt. Just increase number, gain more will always. Okay, nothing much there. Ego skill increase number. Alright. Potential 3.1. Moon slash effect to 70. This is her basic card, right? Her basic card increased from 60% time to 70% time too. That's nice. And her last potential reduced, so instead of 1000 it is decreased to 700 for max bonus from this potential. And lastly, only dupe number 3 which increase her ego skill, give more damage and change the power. Okay. Ooh, actually that is a lot of damage. If you have dupe 3, even without that, it's 1500. If you have dupe 3, it's 2200. That is a huge number. Alright. So yeah, not that much buff, but to be fair, Chizuru is pretty good herself, I would say. I play her and she's performed just fine. Unlike Yuki, I would argue Haru do pretty alright, but she lagging behind other single damage DPS like 9, like even Rita do more damage than Haru, I believe. So now all these 3 should see a better light. They should perform a lot more after the patch go live, I think. And don't confuse, while they talked about salty before, this buff is not for salty only. This buff is everywhere. For it's universal buff. You can use this buff anywhere, not just in salty, right? As you can see here, improve underutilized combatant across major game modes, include salty. So it gives you guys more option. So these 3 are more available for you to use now, I believe. And next is partners buff. So increase number for everyone, I guess. There is no change mechanic. Ateria, this is Haru, increase number. Westmacott, increase number, basically double. Izuku, increase number and only 2 hit, not just 3. This is a skill, right? Get 2 stack of this buff, this buff instead of 1. And the buff got changed. Okay, so they reduce the stack by 1. Plus 50%. Nothing much. But it's a good change. Make so that this partner become more useful for them. That's nice. So that's all for the character balance adjustment. Well, it's character buff, not balance. Next is a new mode called Hidden Area and Ranking. So, I believe this is for Salty. So after you complete Salty run, you may notice 3 bank slots in the heart on results screen. These areas are reserved for new challenge. Hidden area. In hidden area, player may encounter chaos itself if certain conditions are met during the run. So chaos is those balls that you see at the end of every run, right? Under specific circumstance, there is also a rare chance of triggering special battle. This includes monster rush, where monsters continue appearing for 8 turns for you to fight, and a boss challenge, which feature consecutive battle against exceptionally powerful unique bosses. For now, the first content being introduced is the event where players can encounter chaos itself. Additional content will be added gradually in future updates. And together with the hidden area, ranking system will be introduced. The score achieved on hardcore difficulty or higher and higher will be recorded in weekly ranking, where player can compete with other protos for highest ranks. But this ranking doesn't provide any reward, just for fun, alright? Just for every competitive player who want to just do a Salty for fun. And of course, I'm gonna do Salty later tonight, but that's fine. Next is Combat Record Title System. So yeah, this is Combat Record is the result screen when you do Salty. Combat Record only make it difficult to clearly convey how each play to unfold. So to address that, right, because in the result you only see the score, the roadmap, the combatant you use, that's all. So they introduce a title that you can earn by fulfill various conditions during the run, and this title will be displayed in your result after each run, right? So people can see it and understand what context behind the run is. Maybe you do a run without any la fate, right? And there might be a title for that. Who knows? La title with challenging unlock requirement will carry strong sense of prestige and showcase player accomplishment. Ranking will allow player to view combat record, and this title will provide clear insight into their playstyle and achievement. Okay, just more flair for people who play Salty and want to show off their Salty result. Alright. And lastly, future update for Salty. So Salty has been designed to continuously evolve and expand over time. Ranking, Daft Combatant, Season card will rotate on weekly basis. while content update, reward adjustment, and balance change follow a 3-week cycle. Beyond improving existing content, new unknown spot will be introduced along with ongoing expansion and rebalancing of equipment and faiths. The gameplay experience will continue to grow, evolving with each new iteration. Alright. So yeah, basically they're gonna be sharing what strategy you use to run salty right now might need to be revamped. So be prepared for that, because nothing gonna be steady in salty. They're gonna keep changing things on 3-week basic or keep balancing some stuff. And anyway, that is all from this developer note, right? So exciting news for next week update. Not just Tenebria banner, not just Tenebria herself. There is a buff for good old collector, and I love that they introduce, or at least make so that all the collectors not just collecting dust in the corner of my account or your account or player account, right? We can pick them up and use them again. So that is good news. That's good news in my book. So yeah, that's all for me today. I hope you have fun playing video game. Good luck with your gacha. Don't forget to do your weekly, and don't forget there is actually a tournament going on. If I can see where that is. This tournament, right, you can gain up to 4,000 crystal by just post your salty result that pass one of these conditions under this post. And you can see people here doing that. They're gonna say category that gonna attempt what server, your ID, and the screenshot of that result. So if you are quite short on the number of crystal, this is a one way you have a chance to get 4,000 crystal. That is 30 something pool, right? So yeah, that's all. And yeah, see you again next time. For now, bye bye.